The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
Let's go, baby!
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com.
We were on a break!
With Nick Eatman, David Hellman, Ambar Garcia, and Derek Eagleton.
It is Monday, October 29th, 2018, season 14, episode number 68. Welcome to the latest edition of The Break, live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. Dave, stop yawning, man. Seriously, what are we doing?
I wasn't yawning. I was just kind of
messing with him.
Yeah, seriously.
Nick, Dave, how are you guys doing?
Good. I'm awesome.
We good?
Yeah.
You ready to roll into another week here, coming off the bye? Should have gotten plenty of rest.
I feel rejuvenated.
Awesome.
Honestly, I feel weird. Like you get into the grind of the season, and every day's you kind of get into this schedule, and it was nice having we had like 4 days off, but it kind of throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, it was weird. I couldn't relax this weekend. I kept telling my wife, like, I can't relax. I feel like I need to be doing something. It's hard to get out of that mode of just going.
I had an easy time doing it.
Dave's like, yeah, it was all good with me.
I napped all day Friday, got a massage.
Wow, that's nice.
Partied on Saturday a little bit, and watched football yesterday. It was awesome.
Nick?
So.
I don't like it when it's like this, and it's going to be this way all week, where it's just like, it's really a Wednesday, and Garrett's going to sit up there and say, well, today's a Monday, and you're like, no, it isn't, but it's going to happen all the way until you get to the game. Yeah. It's not going to get normal again until Tuesday.
What's going to be weird is Monday. You watch a full day of games on Sunday, and then Monday, it's a Monday, like it's a weekday. You're used to working, but you're just going to be waiting around for the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But when's the last time we've had 2 weekends in a row where
we were able to watch football on a Sunday?
It's going to be on a Saturday and a Sunday.
It's
like you don't have to travel. You don't have a game on Sunday. That's actually pretty nice. I'm looking forward to that.
Not complaining, but it's definitely throws you for a loop.
Well, today we're going to talk a little bit. I know there was a topic Friday that we started up and we didn't get a chance to finish. We were talking about change. I threw out a couple changes at you guys that could possibly take place, or just changes that were worth talking about. And there were 4 others that I have for you guys. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But before we get to that, I just wanted to recap a little bit on the weekend. I assume you guys watched a little football this weekend. And, I saw somebody say on Twitter, it feels like a victory Monday. Not really, because all the things that the Cowboys probably wanted to happen this weekend, 2 in particular, did not happen. You saw 2 division teams that you probably wanted to take a loss both get a win. Washington beats New York, which you probably could have expected.
On the road.
On the road, you thought maybe there's a chance, but obviously not. And then Philadelphia in London gets the win over Jacksonville, and Jacksonville continues to just look awful. And it's amazing
that 40-7 win is losing some luster.
Right. It's like one of those things where you thought at the time it was a really great win, but now you kind of wonder if it was just that's a bad team. And really looking at all the teams the Cowboys have beaten, there's not a lot there to say that you can gauge how good the Cowboys are, because the teams that they've beaten aren't very good.
That's the NFL for me, though, with very rare exceptions. I mean, if you go up to Foxborough and beat the Pats, you should feel pretty good about that.
No doubt.
If you beat this Rams team, if you beat the Packers while Aaron Rodgers is in there, okay. But for the most, it's the NFL. The Bills win on the road and beat the crap out of what we think is a decent Vikings team, that looks like a statement win that the Saints put up last night, but is it? Have the Vikings look like world beaters to this point?
And every one of
their record says they're not.
Yeah. Every one of the losses the Cowboys have had are against teams now that are good. At the time, Houston was not looking very good, neither was Seattle.
Looking good now.
They're looking good. Carolina looks really good. Washington,
seemed like they all turned it around after they played the Cowboys.
Yeah. It's still kind of early.
It is.
It's the NFL, and everybody but about 4 teams looks mediocre as hell. Like, that's the Saints, Rams, Pats, and Chiefs all look pretty awesome, and everybody else, I'm just like,
November's going to tell it all, because you got the Eagles twice, I think.
Technically, the second Eagles game is December.
But that whole stretch there, you got the Redskins coming back on Thanksgiving. All that's going to really determine what this team does. So, there'll be some swing games. It feels like that at Atlanta game again, about the same point in the season. it's going to be a time where, if the Cowboys are really going to do something, like they have to win that one there.
Because Atlanta's getting hot now. I
Yeah.
mean, hot relatively speaking for what this season has been for them. They've had a few wins here in a row, and so they're starting to get to a point where maybe they're finding their way. And this happens every year in the NFL season. There's going to be a team that was around that 500 mark at week 5, week 6, week 7 that gets on a roll and will be a player in the playoffs.
It's obviously
It remains to be seen who that's going to be, but there will
obviously
definitely
the
be teams.
Cowboys. Amari Cooper's here. Offense is coming on. Let's go.
Maybe
Get on the train.
You know, one thing that stood out to me this weekend as I started I watched the
Front row
Redskins.
of the Dodger game.
I was wondering if we were
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to get to that. Matter of fact,
Jimmy
if you want to throw that out there, I mean, I kind of almost didn't want to bring it up because I know on this show our response to
Jimmy
that.
Johnson shouldn't have done that,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
go ahead and tell me what you think.
I think Jimmy
Why?
Johnson, because do your own thing, coach your own team. I mean, you don't need to be standing up there. You're not coaching. Yeah, you did coach, but you're not coaching anymore. And the thing that I didn't like about his comment about Jason Garrett being at the Dodger game on the bye weekend. But he was like, it doesn't. He said something like, it doesn't really matter to him. It's not a good look. It's not a good perception. When reality is why should he be worrying about perception? I mean, to me, it's like if you're an analyst, if you're going to say it, then say it. But don't throw it out there like a perception, because at this point, does Jason Garrett really care about what the perception is? Did he care about what the perception
Let me
was
ask you
about
this.
him?
Was he saying the perception
To this-
with the general media and public, or are you saying the perception to his team?
Well, I'll say
Or is there a
this.
difference? Does that matter to you?
If his
which one?
players are over here working out, or if his coaches are over here working out, that's fine. I think it was Ghost Town. So if it was,
I'm betting it was a ghost town.
right,
I know it was a ghost.
right. So I'm just
Not
saying,
to say you were up here, but
Yeah.
you know it was a ghost
I actually did come up here on
Did you?
Sunday. My phone charger died. I had to come get my spare. But
Did you see
I
guys
was
working out?
I was here long
Was
enough
Amari
to
and
see.
Dak throwing balls?
I was here long enough to see not a single car in the parking lot
I
before I went back. home.
Not one.
Not one.
And nor should it be, to be quite honest
Oh,
with you.
Yeah.
It's the bye week.
Yeah. There's a reason why you get a bye week.
I don't have a problem with Jimmy Johnson saying it because to a degree, I think he's right. It is the perception. I mean, Jason Garrett could have gone to that game and sat in the back of a suite and no one would have been the wiser, but he wanted to sit next to Brad Paisley. He knew he was going to wind up on national TV. And to his credit, I don't think he cares, nor should he. But if you're the head coach of the most visible franchise in American sports and they're not doing that well, people are going to have stuff to say about that. That's just the nature of the job. That comes with the dinner, as he always likes to say. But he's never cared about that, nor do I think he should. He's paid handsomely. And I don't have the slightest problem with it. It's the bye week. Like, everybody deserves a break from their job, no matter how much they're paid to do it. Yeah. Like, it's lunacy to think that he should be up here diagramming plays on a Friday night. Yeah. I guarantee you he put in long hours before everybody took their break. Frickin' everyone and their mother took a vacation. I mean, every player was out of town. Sanjay Lal went out to the Bay Area to visit his parents. He told us that on Thursday before they broke. Like, that's what you do on the bye week. However bad you might think he is however bad you might think Jason Garrett is at his job, he's well within his right to do that during the team's weekend off. It's fine. Yeah. But you sit front row at a World Series game, having the job he has, it's going to draw attention. That's just the nature of the beast.
It's just one of the things that I've come to really despise about sports. I love sports. I love football. But I despise this one thing, that there's this perception that in sports that sports has to be everything. And I don't think that's healthy, number one, but I don't think it's the right thing either. I'll give you an example. This last weekend, my nephew plays college football. One of his teammates, a starting wide receiver at New Mexico, missed the game because his sister was getting married. And people were actually talking about it on the air. The people on the air were talking about it. They were talking about how some people that were like, well, how could he miss a game for a wedding? Never heard of that before. And it just kind of stuck out to me that that's part of what's wrong a little bit with how we view sports. Sports is entertainment. Sports is fun. Sports is not the end-all, be-all. There are lives, and people's lives should trump that to some degree. Now, that doesn't mean you miss practicing games just for flip reasons, but in a situation like this where a man is off from work, like, it is designed to get guys away from work, and he went to enjoy what for some people would be a once-in-a-lifetime type experience. I'm not sure if he's been to a World Series before, but I would assume for most people that's a great experience to have, whether you're a coach or not. I think that it's lunacy that people would have a problem with the fact that he took his off time to go and have an experience like that.
And
like, sports is not the end-all be-all, nor should it be.
And if we know anything, I mean, there's going to be some kind of team message that comes out of it. You know, like I thought about our football team.
A new T-shirt?
I'm sitting
a new T-shirt?
Sitting right behind the on-deck circle at Dodger Stadium. Game 3. And I thought about us. Thought about our team. Yeah, I can see that.
It's going to come back. It's going to be good.
But that's
so he was working.
That's the age-old debate, though, isn't it? I mean, it's this. You know, why do people get mad at players for holding out for a better contract? Like, oh, you have this amazing opportunity. Like, you're the head coach of the Cowboys. You make $5 million a year to do this, and people would kill for your job. So they expect that. And keep in mind too. The whole reason this is as popular as it is because it's an escape for the people that watch it. And a lot of people tie up, to be honest, too much of their self-worth in how their football team's doing. So to see that
as we do with our college programs.
Oh, everybody
we
does
do it too. We're part of this. We're part of this.
We wouldn't be doing this job if we didn't feel that way.
Right.
But sometimes you just got to take a step back and be like, the Cowboys aren't 3-4 because Jason Garrett is taking in a baseball game.
Right. On a bye week.
I got a few tweets about it. Some, whatever, fans had different opinions about it. But one of them was like, did you find it ironic at all that he was sitting front row at a game that was pretty much tied, for 17 innings or whatever? Like,
that's my biggest beef.
8-8, huh?
I don't have by all means, Jason Garrett, go to the game.
I didn't like it, but I liked it.
You did. I believe he left early, which, like, shame on you. Like, you made
that's your big pet peeve about sports.
Hell
fans.
Yeah. You made the effort to go. You flew across the country, the longest and one of the most epic baseball games in history. And it had, the home. He's clearly rooting for the Dodgers. He's friends with Tommy Lasorda and Clayton Kershaw. They win in a walk-off after 18 innings. Like, you'll never see that again. And I believe he left early, which that's
already had his T-shirt idea. That's all he needed to get.
That's BS.
He agreed to do one game. He didn't agree to do 2 games. He was back at the start.
It's the bye week, man.
It's
the bye week. You can't only get in one game on a bye week.
It's Friday night. I guarantee you, he probably flew private. Like, shame on you. Stay for the whole thing. Wow. Stay. Always stay. Especially like if you already sunk the time and resources, you got to stay.
Maybe the wife was ready to go, and if the wife's ready to go, then we're leaving.
Sorry for the DallasCowboys.com alumni, Rowan Kavner, who is a Dodgers. He works for the Dodgers he
does work for the Dodgers as their
reporter.
Head writer. He texted me, which I was overserved. Well, no, not on Friday night. Saturday night I was overserved, but I was
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's all the same.
Rowan is one of my dearest friends, so I was in communication with him throughout the weekend, and it was Saturday night. They won that one, but they're losing to go down 3-1, and obviously they lost the series last night. And he texts me, and he's a lifelong Rangers fan too. So he's like, "This is the second time I've had to watch a team I'm invested in lose back-to-back World Series." And he's like, "What did I do to deserve this?" I'm like, I don't know, man. That's just the crappy.
That's gotta hurt.
It's the crappy hand you got dealt.
That's gotta hurt. Hurt so bad. All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, I do want to talk a little bit about that Washington Redskins run defense. I want to throw out some of the names.
I derailed what you were about to say.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
But you look at some of the names of the running backs that they've faced this year and some of the totals that they've held them to. I think it's pretty interesting and something worth noting. We'll talk about that when we come right back. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McClay, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broaddus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Playmaker, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The Playmaker includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized Intense Therapy lip balm and a Cowboys can cooler. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word Cowboys. The Jack Black Playmaker, $10, free shipping.
While a player could look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
Back to the break.
Welcome back. It is the second segment of the break, live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. It's non-victory Monday, coming off a bye week.
But it's not a defeat Monday.
But it's not a defeat Monday, correct.
The bye week is great. People who don't like the bye week don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Your Longhorns didn't get it done on Saturday. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound, but I just got to sit back and chill. I didn't have to worry about all that.
Yeah, it was a long weekend.
Yeah.
A very long weekend. But let's talk about these Washington Redskins. Obviously, if the Cowboys, after losing the game that they played to them already, if they're going to get back into the mix for the division, I think it is an absolute must that they win on Thanksgiving when Washington comes to town. But if you look at how they're playing football and how they're winning, one of the things that's most important, I think, for the Redskins is that they are stopping the run at a very, very, very good pace. Like right now, they are second in the league in run defense, only giving up 80.1 yards per game on the ground. They have not, check this out, there are only 2 teams in the NFL that have this stat. They have not given up a single run over 20-plus yards.
Wow.
And the only other team was, I want to say, Baltimore, maybe? I can't remember.
That would make sense.
It was one other team that hasn't done it as well. It's Minnesota. That's who it is. It's Minnesota. But they've not given up a single run. The longest run they've given up is 18 yards. Have not given up a running play over 20 yards. And obviously, that's what the Cowboys do. What we've seen from the Cowboys this season, when they've had success, they're able to run the ball. When they don't have success, they're not able to run the ball. Listen to some of these numbers. They faced David Johnson at 34 yards. They faced Mark Ingram, 53. Alvin Kamara, 24. Cam Newton, 43. Christian McCaffrey, 20. Zeke, 33. Dak, 33. Saquon Barkley, 38. So they're doing this across the board. This is not just one time. They're doing this every week. They are holding teams that traditionally run the ball well, good runners. They're holding them to literally practically nothing on the
50,
ground.
Yeah,
that's the stat. The stat that went viral yesterday. Their last 3 games: Carolina, Dallas, and then New York. McCaffrey, Zeke, and Barkley combined for less than 100 yards.
Combined.
Which, hey, you spend first round picks. I think number 13 and number 18 overall on these super freak athletic defensive tackles, and you got 2 smart, sure-handed linebackers behind them. That's what happens. I mean, it's playing out the way they wanted it to when they made those picks.
So thinking about all that, what do you think the Cowboys have to do? Is the signing of Amari Cooper enough to maybe give them that other option? Because they're going to, I think when they play Washington, unless they figure out a way to penetrate that defensive front that nobody else has figured out yet, they're going to have to throw the ball in order to move the ball down the field.
Yeah.
So do you think that's enough, bringing in Amari Cooper to be able to do that?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, they're not far from winning these games, and that's the thing about Washington. As good as their defense is playing, their offense isn't really that good where they're going to pull away from people. This isn't like the Saints. Their defense is playing pretty well, and their offense is playing really well. So therefore, they're 6-1 or 7-1, wherever they are right now. Same with the Rams. They're doing it on both ends. Washington really isn't. So. Their defense is dominating those games, but I believe they were all 1-score games, and they were down to the end. And you have a game manager in Alex Smith, and that's kind of what he is. Those guys aren't going to run away from you. So I think you're talking about the Cowboys lost 20-17. They gave up a defensive touchdown. They need to I think Rob Phillips had a stat the other day. I mean, a touchdown a game. Maybe can Amari Cooper give you a touchdown a game? A touchdown a game would change. It would change the course of your season so far right now. So I think that's kind of where they are. I mean, that's asking for a lot from one guy, but I think I think they'll be okay. I mean, they're not that far off. 3-4, they're not that far off.
I'm declining to put that much pressure on Amari Cooper. I need to see it. Which, I mean, there's going to be pressure on him regardless. They gave up a first-round pick. I get that. I'm not saying I don't have expectations for him, but I need to see that to believe it. As a baseline, just starting out, we haven't seen him play yet. I just hope and think that he is enough of a threat that it will open things up for everybody else. I think defenses have to be more reluctant to put 9 in the box and to focus as much as they have on Cole Beasley, knowing that a guy like Amari Cooper is out there, and he needs to make the plays to cement that, I guess. But I think he has that potential, and I really think that's going to be the difference, is just that his presence, you would like to think, will make things easier for everybody else.
I actually don't think his presence will do that. I think they're going to have to convert. Like, they're going to have to do it, because I think teams are going to say, yeah, we see, but we're going to, until you show us that you can consistently do it, we're going to still take the option that we'll take Zeke out of the game. And if you beat us, you beat us. And I think the Cowboys are going to have to beat a few teams throwing the ball up and really going downfield with it in order to force teams to realize not only do they have the weapon, but that they're actually going to use it the right way, because I don't think teams trust them to do it.
You have to do that. I mean, the Scott Linehan, Jason Garrett, Dak Prescott, they have to do that. They have to throw. You're right. I mean, you can get it blocked, take 4 steps, go back, and throw the ball deep. You can. I mean, nothing stops you from doing that. I mean, you may not be the best look that you want, but you can definitely do it. You can do back shoulder things. You can do things toward the sideline where you hope that a first-round pick like Amari Cooper can go up and make the play. They have to do that. And if they don't, then it's on them. It's on Linehan. It's on Dak. Because they have provided a weapon that can do that, and that will help Beasley. That will help the O-line. That will help Zeke. That will help Dak. I mean, that's really the only way. So you're right about that. They have to do it, and I don't know what other way you can say it.
I feel like we've talked about this a few times, and I mean, I agree. Yes, obviously you got to take shots down the field, but this goes back to a talking point from the Washington game, which is they burned them bad on the Michael Gallup double move for a touchdown, and the Redskins played off for the rest of the game. They're like, we're not going to let you do that anymore.
Because they burned them. Yeah.
And so I don't think it's realistic. You know, Dak's just not going to suddenly start playing like Matt Stafford and just chucking the ball. Like, that's not what he does. But Amari Cooper, he damn well better, if you trade a first-round pick, be able to just run the 12-yard comeback and not let the DB hook his arm and catch the ball. And if he's consistently doing that, then that's enough. It really is.
Yeah.
And people don't want to hear it.
But they got to use him. That's the point. They got to use him.
Yes.
You know, they have to use him and force teams to realize that he is enough of a weapon that they can beat you like that.
If he can consistently make catches 8 to 20 yards down the field, it will be enough. I genuinely think that.
I agree.
You know, what's weird is that you think, well, is one player enough? Well, the way this team plays, think of it, I mean, the whole touchdown a game, that's a good way to look at it. But what about, 2 or 3 first downs a game? Can this guy give you 2 or 3 first downs? Because there's a lot of times that this team is punting around the 50-yard line. 2 or 3 first downs, and now you're down at the 30, you're kicking a field goal. We've seen 2 games already this year where a field goal by the Cowboys would have been a difference maker. Even a field goal in Seattle would have been a difference maker when you're driving there at the end. So maybe the case for Carolina too. So just a few first downs. That's how close this thing is, and it's close the other way. The Cowboys have won a close game too. So I just feel like, yes, if you simplify things a little bit, I do believe that this guy will help just enough. They don't need a lot to kind of win some games here. They're right there. Their defense is really good. Their offense is solid. At home, they need to figure out ways
that's another thing. But we don't have to worry about that
this week.
2 more weeks.
Yeah, they should win this game. I'm surprised the line wasn't a little bit more than that. 4 points. It just came out, I guess.
Is it 4 points?
Yeah, I mean,
who's favored?
For Dallas by 4.
I'm surprised it's not a little more too.
That tells you something. Like, Vegas does not respect Washington at all, because they were 1-point underdogs against a sorry New York team. I know it was a road.
Were they underdogs? I thought they were. I thought they were favored by 1. Okay.
Either way,
right there.
Either way.
Yeah, either way, but still, yeah.
Like, I'm surprised by that, because they've looked really good the last 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, I know they got shellacked by the Saints, but that was a month ago.
But didn't you also kind of think this was a weekend where if Giants were going to get that win this part of the season, this would be the win that they would get?
Not really.
Division teams, I just think division teams, it's always kind of a crap.
That thing's a mess up there.
It is.
That's how sorry. That's how sorry the Giants have been. I mean, Saquon Barkley. Do you realize what he's doing?
Yeah,
he's on pace for 2,000 all-purpose yards. Like he's gonna run and catch for 1,000.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter. Like that's how bad they are that they can't even make use of that.
If I was the Giants, I would trade whatever it takes. Not whatever it takes, but I would trade maybe a second-round pick, whatever, to Oakland for Derek Carr.
You're the second.
I heard somebody say it on the radio.
The second or third person I've heard suggest that, and I'm here for it.
I mean.
Give up your
young
first.
Weapons. He's pretty young. They need something.
Give up shit. And I just cursed on the air. Sorry, my bad. I got excited.
You're off today.
I told you.
It's having a rough one.
I've been thrown for a loop. Oakland would then have 4 first-round picks?
Yeah. Well, no, he said a second.
I'm not throwing a first.
He said a second.
Not the Giants first. I'm not throwing that. I'm not trading their first.
I mean, if a quarterback is what you need to help fix that thing, it's kind of the same logic as the Cowboys. And
Amari.
I mean,
but that's what
is the guy you're going to get in the draft better than Derek Carr? But Derek Carr hasn't even been that good.
But Oakland would take that second-round pick because it's going to be a high second. And
I can't believe that they would demand a first for Amari Cooper and then let their franchise quarterback go for a second-round pick.
And my thing is, if I'm going to give up that pick, are there other quarterbacks out there that maybe I think are better options
in the draft?
I'm saying that are in the I might opt for a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, who you might have to give up less. He's sitting on someone's bench. Maybe you can get that trade for a little less than a second-round pick.
I can't imagine why the Saints would trade him.
Because he's their third quarterback.
But but he's your insurance policy. I mean,
I think they love Taysom Hill. I think he's going to end up being their next.
He only plays every snap.
I just think he's going to end up being their quarterback once Breeze leaves.
Taysom Hill is their gadget guy.
I get it, but that's just because they can't put him at quarterback right now because their quarterback is Drew Brees.
If Drew Brees gets concussed against the Rams next week and can't play for 2 weeks,
Bridgewater?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he's there for.
Hey, you talked about not having games on Sunday. There's going to be some good ones to watch Sunday afternoon.
This coming Sunday?
Yeah, or Sunday, right? Don't the Rams?
Saints-Rams is on Sunday afternoon.
Packers-Patriots is night, right? That's a Sunday night game, right?
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. That'll be fun. All right, we're going to take our final break. We'll come back. We'll take some questions, too. You guys give us a call, 888-855-2297. Again, it is 888-855-2297. We'll be right back.
While a player could look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
It's time for Tailgate with the OtterBox boys.
OtterBox, the makers of those crazy protective phone cases?
The one and only. They're also wild about protecting parking lot parties from sad drinks. It's why they made elevation tumblers.
Rumor around the crockpot is they're made from stainless steel with a copper lining to keep temps hot or cold.
True, they even come in 7 different sizes, up to 64 ounce, the growler.
I like how OtterBox drinks. Thanks.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at otterbox.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Playmaker, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The Playmaker includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized Intense Therapy lip balm and a Cowboys can cooler. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word Cowboys. The Jack Black Playmaker, $10, free shipping.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McClay, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broaddus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Back to the break.
Welcome back to the break. We're in the final segment live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. It's Monday following the bye week. We're going to get you guys ready for Cowboys versus Titans. That happens Monday night. It's Monday Night Football next week. So we got a long week to get you ready. Dave's already started watching the Titans. He'll start breaking that down on a Wednesday show. We'll do it Wednesday and Thursday and then Friday to get you guys ready for the show. Not sure yet whether we'll have shows on Monday. I'm thinking probably not. We'll probably get you guys ready over the end of this week, and then we'll just head right into that game Monday. So let's get some calls. You guys call us, 888-855-2297. Again, it is 888-855-2297. Before we do that, Nick, tell us a little bit about Tommy John.
Oh, Tommy John, it is the best underwear in the world. I think everybody in this room will certainly agree. I don't know if they'll agree today.
I will agree.
But
every day.
I can't remember this morning, but I think so as well. The reason why is because it's soft, feels good.
Yeah.
You don't barely even know you're wearing anything. It feels like commando, but it's not. And I don't know. I don't know if you know what that is all about, but it is really good. Tommy John is the best, and they're so confident that you're going to love it that if you think, hey, it's not the best I've ever had, you can send it back and they'll give you your money back. But I doubt you'll do that because it is the best underwear you'll ever have. It'll be right at the top of your drawer all the time. Dallas Cowboys. It is the official underwear of the Dallas Cowboys. TommyJohn.com/Cowboys. You get 20% off your first order.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick. Do you have something?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something. All right. So let's jump into some phone calls. We got a call from Ken in New Mexico. Ken, what up?
Hey, it's good to talk to you guys. You know what? I haven't talked to the Cowboy Network since I talked to Frank Lusk and Vern Lundquist way back in the 60s.
Whoa.
I wasn't even alive.
Uncle Vern.
No.
And that means if I wasn't alive, nobody else in this crew was alive.
Facts.
Wow.
No, but I was. Hey, my friends. Hey, pass something on to Nate Newton for me real quick. He said the other day that Valdez is coming, and he said he was talking about that being from Louis Lamar, the writer, but it was from Elmore Leonard. Okay, I read like Nate. The other thing that I have is they need to run Chris Jones. I've watched the right side of the Washington Redskins defense every time Chris went into pump formation. The guy on the end came around and left a pass straight up the side for Chris Jones to run a lot of yards. If they ran in Houston, Cowboys win. If Chris ran once in Washington, Cowboys win that game. They've got to use Chris Jones' speed or they're wasting him. That's all I got. Thank you, my brothers.
Hey.
Thanks. Okay. Well, I mean, it's one of those things where you'll do it once a season, and I think that they will do it. You've seen it, and you're right. His speed is good enough to do that. You just kind of find the right time and right formation and look that you're looking for. I mean, it'll happen, but I mean, it's not something that happens every week. It's not like, they need to use this guy.
I wouldn't recommend it.
So this is not the same for you as like Flea Flicker, where you would Flea Flicker. You said I'll do that every week because the worst case scenario that means the safety just stays back, and I'm okay with the safety staying back regularly.
I don't think you're gonna get the looks that you want, and I don't think it would benefit you
to do it
too much. Yeah. I mean,
especially he's a pretty good punter too. So I mean,
you don't want him taking hits too. I mean, that's the
true.
thing. You don't want him taking a lot of any hit.
Did you see your boy Michael Dixon from U of T at Austin yesterday?
Michael Dixon,
or that's his name, right? The punter.
Oh yeah.
Did you see what he did yesterday?
Yes or no?
He won the game for the Seahawks. Well, sort of. They were up by 14.
No, I didn't see it.
He faked, like, they got a good look. Punting out of his own end zone. The Seahawks wanted him to take a safety, and because they were up by 14, so, we'll kick. We're still up 12. Yeah. He saw a good look and just took off running out of his own end zone. If he doesn't get it, the Lions get the ball on, like, their own 4 with a chance to score, and he picked it up and iced the game.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Hey.
And he freelanced it. Like, he did not have the green light to
Freelancing
do
doesn't
that.
always work out, as we saw last
him.
night with your boy in Green Bay. who decides after the coach tells him, don't take the ball out of the end zone. We're going to let our $1 million man go out there and win the game for us. He decides on his own that he's going to just run the ball out. Was it Montgomery?
Yeah.
And then promptly fumbles. And you should have seen the look on Aaron Rodgers' face. And pretty much everybody on that team. It's like, we got Aaron freaking Rodgers.
You really think Aaron Rodgers was going to drive it down and win?
Yep. Yes, I do. Now, the question is, did anybody think he wasn't? That's the better question. I mean, of course he's going to drive that and win. He only needed a field goal.
Hey, I could look this up, but I'm just going to ask. I know Aikman did the game. Did Joe Buck do the game?
Football? No. It was Tom Brennan.
Couldn't have. Yeah, he always
could have.
Well, he was.
He always does World Series.
But he was in L.A. for the World Series.
That's what I was wondering because I didn't notice any difference. I was like, maybe he helicoptered.
How would he do that? Like, do you think that's possible for him to get from one to the other?
He seems like the kind of guy that would do
no. I forgot they played. No, because the Dodgers played at 7. No, he couldn't have done that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
For
that's too much of a turnaround.
If the World Series had ended on Saturday night, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
But yeah, no.
I could see that, but same day, like back to back, I don't think it's possible.
Dion did it.
It was Tom Brennan.
Good point. All right, let's get another call. We got a call from Derek in Baltimore. Derek, what up?
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing? Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thanks, we appreciate it.
Hey, I'm asking about our team. We're supposed to be like a power running team. I think we need to shake up our offensive line a little bit. Maybe put Collins in the inside, or maybe even Smith, Tyron Smith, because he's one of our most powerful guys, and we need an inside push. Zeke has nowhere to go. And Dak is scared in the pocket. I mean, he's jumpy now.
Well,
what do you guys think?
We appreciate the call. I don't think Tyron Smith would ever be a guard. I think what makes Tyron Smith so good is just his athletic ability to play on the edge. I don't know if he would even be a strong, powerful guy up front. I don't know that. I mean, he does everything really well, so maybe, but they're not doing it, so there's really not worth it talking about that. Now, I did ask Paul Alexander the other day that very question. I go, and this is what fans want to know. Why not move Connor Williams outside, La'el Collins inside? And his answer was, when you get halfway down the road, you're already halfway down the road, so you should keep driving.
Which I hate. I hate that answer.
Back up.
If you get halfway down the road, you're already halfway down the road, so why?
So does that mean like you shouldn't worry about adjustments? Just stick with what you've been doing, even if it's not working? Is that what he's trying to say?
I think he's
that doesn't make sense.
Probably.
Thank you, Ken.
I think he's probably saying more about Connor Williams. This is what they're working on, making him a guard, and they've been trying here, and he's got some good moments here and there. Some moments he struggles a little bit with power, which is why I could see why they say why not move him outside. But I think his thought is that we're making him a guard, and every time something happens, we shouldn't just pull it. And that does affect players when they keep having this position flex and they never really figure it out. I think that's what he's saying there.
And I mean, look, I don't think people are crazy for suggesting that. I get it. We've seen La'el play well at guard. The offensive line is not playing up to snuff, but I really don't. I don't think that's the right call because you're hindering the development of two different players. And let's not forget, I know it hasn't been as good as you would prefer. They're still third in the league in rushing offense. Like, I don't think that's the problem. Obviously, they miss Travis Frederick. I'm tired of making that excuse, but they do. On top of that, the passing game is what's hindering the running game. Like, they thought...
And part of that is that they're not being able to protect, right?
Right. Well, they thought they would have made more strides. They absolutely did. Like, I mean, going back to the spring, they were like, it's going to be rough in the early going, and then it'll come on. It hasn't happened, and that's why they made a blockbuster trade to try to fix it. But I would rather try to find a way to fix the passing game and open things up than mix all that around and hinder Connor's development. And La'el's, I know he's not playing well, but he's not going to... Switching him again is not going to do anything either, I don't think.
And to be quite honest with you, I think that if you want to talk about everything, and I've been probably the biggest voice on this show at least talking about the offensive line and the problems there, we haven't talked enough about the offensive line coach. I mean, I think Paul Alexander deserves a significant amount of whatever blame is going to go out because he is a new part there. And before that, this was an all-world offensive line. I understand Travis Frederick isn't there, But some guys who have been there are not playing to the level that we've been used to them seeing. And so the question should be asked, I think, is he a part of the problem here? Or are these players really regressing even though they're being coached properly? I think that's a fair question to ask, and I do wonder if he's a part of this problem here. I really do.
Especially troubling when you see that the Cincinnati offensive line is playing pretty well this year.
Significantly better.
With Frank Pollock.
Which they did a straight swap. I mean, I was Lyle's biggest cheerleader all through the second half of last season. I thought he was playing great despite, what people wanted to say about him, and it hasn't translated. So Tyron and Lyle both have regressed. I don't think Connor's been bad by any stretch, but he's had his struggles, and Zach is gonna Zach. But it's been troubling to watch. And I think I said this on the last show last week. Like, if there had been a change during the bye week, I would have guessed it would have been that, but it wasn't. And so we'll see if it gets any better in the second half.
All right, guys, we appreciate you joining us. We're back tomorrow. We'll be at our normal time, 11:45. Till then, for Nick Eatman, Dave Hellman, I'm Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break, live on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?